And we lit. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy AJ, and this is Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. Back to you with another episode. I know we're about a month removed from our last episode. Uh, Brother got sick.
Yeah.
Well, we all got sick, actually. We were supposed to go live
Yeah.
last week, but
Yeah,
literally the whole cast had got sick.
Yeah.
So we had to postpone it until this week, but we're here. We're live.
We
We're
made it.
breathing. We made it. We survived, but we're COVID survivors. First
Yep.
timers.
Say that.
Yep.
Say that.
Survivors. Even though we had the baby strain in comparison with the other people had the
We had COVID with the lowercase c.
The low
yeah,
case.
Lowercase c.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves real quick. Ladies first, of course.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm Oni Sassy from the Head Nerds in Charge. I have come here honorarily by invitation to shoot the shit about Logic and his new or latest album that he came out with, Vinyl Days. Yay, I'm excited. Because people not going to keep talking shit about my nigga out on
really
these
should.
streets. I should have asked you about with how far I can go in language too.
Oh, you can cuss all the fuck.
Okay, because wow.
See how my receptors went off? I was like, language. Give a fuck. No.
But
All right. So, were you done, Oni? Bet. So, I'm Spence of Spence Start. Very nice to meet everybody. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, AJ, for having me back. I think this is my third time up here. Last time I was here, we were talking about K-Dot's album. That was
Yeah.
pretty dope. But we come today to talk about Logic's album. Very excited to get into this. Is that it? Is that it for the intro? Is that all I gotta say?
I mean, whatever else you got to plug.
Oh, okay.
I know you got a lot of stuff
Mr.
to
J
plug.
Gaming. Okay, so I screwed this up last time. So I am one of the co-members. Well, I say co-owners of Mr. J Gaming. We created Keep It a Stack, which is a card game that kind of evokes or invokes productive conversation and getting to know people while also drinking. So it's a very neat way.
See,
Support
already.
Black businesses. Feel free to tune into that page right there at the bottom and check out the game for yourself. I am also the marketing and communications manager at Motor House. I'm not sure if you had that queued up, but that is an art gallery here in Baltimore City, and it is a creative crossroads for emerging artists and big artists. So that's the whole bag so far.
Hey. And last but not least, I'm your host, AJ. Host of Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. Well, co-host of Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast, but other co-hosts couldn't be here and their neighbors, unfortunately. Schedule conflicts, all the good stuff. Also the host of Hip Hop Vibes Radio, which you can listen to every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. All classic hip hop. Where's the link for that? Damn, I do not have the link up here. All right. Wait, yeah, wait. Okay. Play screw up.
There it is.
RadioFairFest.org. You can follow me on Twitch. War Machine 1919. I'll be gaming. I go live on my podcast as well. I'm currently doing Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge on Twitch. My first time doing it, so it's pretty good. I lost my Pikachu though. A little hurt about that. I was like, no. There was a video on Facebook, me just like rage quit. And I was like, fuck.
It be like this sometimes.
And I nicknamed all of them after wrestlers, and I named them after Shawn Michaels, which is my favorite wrestler. I was like, damn it, how I lose Shawn Michaels? I was like, damn it, how I lose a Heartbreak Kid?
I'm dead. Pikachu, baby.
Well, yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter, Hip Hop Vibes. It's hip_hop_vibes, where I post all my daily hip hop facts, as well as on TikTok at A-Tone Productions, and on IG, A-Tone Productions is A_tone_productions. Speaking of hip hop facts for today, a new album just dropped today. Joey Badass 2000, and
Flame.
that shit is fire.
Yeah.
Man. Man,
Fire.
I gotta go listen to
I'm
it.
proud of this dude, Joe.
Yes.
Like, this isn't to talk about him specifically, but just if I could have like 2 seconds.
No, go ahead. Cause I want to talk about it anyway. So yeah.
I really appreciate the fact that he's found his lane. He's created this lane for himself, and he's flourishing in it. I'm not sure what project this is for him, but I think the last one that he came out with was All American Badass.
Yes.
I really liked that one, and it warms my heart every time that I see lyricists of his caliber stay consistent and like are still like, hey, I'm still out here. I'm still, and he uses Static Select.
They don't.
People, I mean, it's like, yo, okay, we still relevant. It helps me because it lets me know that people still make music for people like us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I can appreciate that.
Hey, Joey Badass and Static Select do not miss at all.
They're a beautiful combo, yo. They are a beautiful combo. It's like, you know what? I didn't know I needed this, but I needed this. Thank you.
Right. I think my favorite track so far is I think it's the second track. What's the name of the second track? I cannot remember.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to go give this a listen. And to be fair, take a smoke, then listen to it. That's how I always do it whenever I listen.
That is the great equalizer.
Hear all of the notes.
Yeah,
that's facts. Because if I smoke and I listen to it and I don't like it, I'm probably never gonna like it.
Exactly.
I'm probably never gonna like it because when I smoke, it's like your most authentic self. You know what I mean? Like if you fuck with something, you're gonna be like, man, this is great. This is amazing. But if it's trash, you're gonna be like, gosh,
like this.
Who's dying right now?
I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I can't get jiggy with this. My energy way off. My chakra's not even spinning right.
Exactly. That's the ritual. Got to do it.
Yeah, but Joey Badass is like the definition of real hip hop, classic hip hop.
Yeah, the '90s shit, the golden era.
The golden era, exactly. And speaking of classic hip hop, we're gonna go into my boy Logic and his newest album, Final Days. Who wants to start?
I'm gonna let the Logic fan go.
Okay.
I'm
You're a Logic fan, so please, I want to hear your take first.
As per usual, he did not fail me. I was excited since like he even announced it because I'm like, oh man, it's coming. Because I know why. Like that's why I love Logic. I know he's not gonna disappoint me or fail me in any type of way with his albums because of the simple fact that he hits home for me. Like I love 90s hip hop, and that seems to be what he's all about. Which some people have their qualms and complaints about because they're all like, that's the same thing over and over and over again. But you're not listening to it right. There's something wrong with you. Anyway, I like the fact that he took the opportunity to basically just be himself and do what he does best and tap into his artistry, fill things out and be free with it because he's not under anybody's leadership on what he's doing. So he gets to be free and also put other people on and take opportunities to uplift others who may be being overlooked, which I appreciate about him. But yeah, lots of creativity, lots of positive vibes. I loved it.
That's a very positive review. I can appreciate that. That's a very, very positive review. I will say conceptually, I really appreciate what this project represents. From like the skits, I love the fact that he put so many skits on here that he really encompassed that feeling of the 90s on this joint. I appreciate a lot of the history that he was trying to drop on here, especially when he was talking about in terms of like sampling and how when you choose your samples, it's kind of like you're paying homage and you're trying to let people know like, yo, I'm really dope because I actually know where this fucking sample is from. I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? And I can also appreciate the fact that he kind of made this album in authenticity, because there's something that speaks to that. You know what I mean? Like you didn't really do this for sales. You didn't really do this because this is what everybody else is doing, because this is clearly your lane that you're choosing right now. And I can appreciate the fact that you did it with authenticity and you owned that part of it. Mm-hmm. What I would say is that I feel like people get on Logic a lot for a very obvious reason. And I try to be as very open-minded as possible and not be a part of the crowd and not do what everybody else says. But
however,
the thing for me, for Raymond Spence personally, is that I hate gimmicks and I hate playing into gimmicks. And the cringe part of it is like, you can't listen to a Logic project without him telling you like, yo, I'm black, I'm biracial. It's like,
I knew this was coming.
It's like, yo, we get it, bro. Like, we fucking get it, bro. We understand. No, I don't think anyone that listens to your music doesn't know. Okay. And just to be very fair, okay, if we're listening to this music, it's because we like you. But we don't need like the most cringiest part of it, and it's a love-hate that I have with the project, is the fact that he calls himself the Black White Boy. And I'm like, it's a slippery fucking slope, bro. That's a slippery fucking slope. That's a slippery fucking slope. Because suddenly you might have white rappers be like, I act black and I was raised around black people enough. I'm a black people. It's like, no the fuck you not. Like, you know what I mean? Chill that shit out, bro. It's a slippery slope. And to compare one of his older projects that he had J. Cole on there. And J. Cole pretty much came out and said, like, bro, you need to chill with all this biracial shit. Like, do y'all remember that?
Just about to say that. I was like, that's so I can get where you're coming from, because obviously other people must feel that way, considering that J. Cole took the time out to be like, bro, like, let that part go. It's going to be all right. I know you got some trauma. I got some trauma, but like, it's going to be all right. But no, I really think that's what the problem is just he has a lot of embedded trauma about the situation, and it's coming out in his art.
I get that. And that I would say that is one of the cringy things that I love and hate about Logic, because he embraces it head on, and he embraces it in such a very vocal and outward way where I can't not respect it. But can I get fatigued from it? Absolutely. Can I get tired of hearing about it? Yes. Yes, Black White Boy, if that's what you want to call yourself. I guess. Sure, bro. The one thing that I won't hate on, the bars. You got the bars, bro. And you did your research with the beats. I have my own personal feelings about Funkmaster Flex, so
yeah.
That aside, is that that's my review of it.
I get why he put him on there, but at the same time, like,
did we need Funkmaster Flex?
I mean, you couldn't get DJ Drama. I mean, you don't want to copy J. Cole, but yeah.
I mean, who cares? Like, this is the thing. Okay, so J. Cole had DJ Drama, right? So did Tyler the Creator.
That's true.
So did Childish Gambino. Like, they're DJs. This is their fucking job, is to be on project. When you talk about like premier DJs, and this is not to shit on Funkmaster Flex, I just personally have my own feelings about your caliber, sir. I'm sure you're a legend to someone, just not
to me.
My caliber. So it's, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's fair
those are the things that make me kind of cringe about the album. Like, I like the album, but when I hear these parts, it's like
I ain't gonna lie, I cringed when I saw that title song too. I was like, really, bro? You couldn't name it anything else?
But the thing about and AJ, the thing about it that like makes me, like I said, it's a love-hate relationship with it, because I hate the title of the song, but he was fucking spitting on that song. We're like,
He
man,
was. He definitely was.
the motherfucker went in on that song. That's why I was like, oof, oof.
I have songs like that though, that I like, and the name has like absolutely nothing to do with the song, and it's like, why did you name it that? But the song hit though.
Right.
Definitely.
This shit kind of slapped. So I feel like this is very on brand for Logic because he's very much into making his kind of music.
Mhm.
And I can appreciate that about any artist. Like when you're that authentic to the point in which you are literally creating music that you like, it's like whatever to everybody else. I'm like, yo, I rocks with that. I can rock with that.
Yep. That's one of my biggest reasons as to why I love him so much is because of that aspect that he's not afraid to like keep doing him. Be like, fuck all y'all. Now I know y'all don't like what I'm doing right now, and I see all of the shit that y'all got to say about what I'm doing, and also just stuff about my hairline receding and everything else. But like, fuck y'all, because life and my mental health is first, and what I want to do is first. Which I also love that he talks about and discusses mental health heavily
Mhm.
in all of what he does. Like every project, he makes sure is scattered a little bit of it in there.
Sprinkle that shit on here.
Yep, mental health, sprinkle.
Mhm. I can appreciate it. What'd you think, AJ?
Oh, I love that album. I'm a huge Logic fan. Logic is in my top 10 of favorite artists of all time. Like favorites, not best, but favorites.
Okay.
And plus, like, he from the DMV, so I might be a little bit of a bias right there, personally. But I've been rocking with Logic since Young Sinatra, since the Young Sinatra mixtape when that first came out in like what 2011.
Okay.
But as far as his album goes, like, it's a very solid album. A little lengthy, but granted, it's a lot of skits. There's more skits than anything. So
Yeah.
like, but like a little lengthy, but like, I ain't gonna say your typical Logic album, but yeah, like, you know, the hip hop shit, the beats, the samples. Well, she did, like you say, did a lot of samples on there, and I like some of the I like the features he had on it too. Like he had RZA, you had Blue and Exile, Currency, Wiz Khalifa, AZ, Royce da 5'9", DJ Premier, Game,
Okay.
Action Bronson. Yeah, he had a good.
Yeah, he had a
I
nice
saw
little
it.
lineup on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he put up Blue and Exile, I was like, God damn. Like, I ain't heard them niggas in a minute. And then you had Mad Lib on the joint. Then I'm like, oh, and then like, it's not like it's like he hinted that we might get like a Quasimodo feature soon. So I'm like,
Facts. Quasi, yeah.
yeah. And then he's dropping his next album on what's it called, College Park. Whenever he kept hinting that throughout the entire album. So we're gonna get us another Logic album soon. So I'll be ready for that shit. Yeah, all in all, it was a very solid project for me. I loved it.
Cool, man. I think that also says a lot as well from the features that he got on his project.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks a lot to his authenticity because there's certain people that you're not going to be able to buy. You know what I mean? Like RZA got money, so he not really hurting for a feature. You know what I mean? So if somebody's like, "Yo, I want you to feature on my shit," RZA could easily be like, "Fuck out of here! I don't even like your music." You know what I mean? Why would I do that?
Exactly.
Plus, not to mention, he had the whole Wu-Tang on what? On the Young Sinatra 4? The whole,
Yes!
everybody.
Yes!
Everybody.
Everybody.
He gave
I'm
us
saying-
he gave us a
Full
real Wu-Tang
reunion.
forever.
This is what I mean, though, bro. Like, I hate the fact that people cannot get past the cringe of Logic.
Mm-hmm. You right.
I will say that much because do people have the right to cringe at Logic? Absolutely. I'm part of them. I'm part of the people that cringe every now and then at Logic. But the thing about it is, I can see past the cringe and into like, oh, bro, you got bars. Oh, you be spitting. Oh, you pretty thorough. You know what I mean? So for as much cringe as you present, it's like, I'm going to look over that. I'm going to overlook that. I'm going to get to the heart of these things because at the end of the day, bro, you can't do what you've done without the amount of talent that you have. Like The motherfucker was holding his own with Eminem on what was it? The 2 projects ago?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
Bro, he was holding his own with Eminem. I was like, whoo, whoo. Like I had to like
Did he do that? He did.
calm down a little bit. Like I was like, shit, okay. He got it, yo. Like I can see why he's in your top of your favorites. And I can say he's working his way into mine. I can't necessarily say that he's there just yet because cringe is still very prevalent. But
have you listened to the Incredible True Story? So that's gonna be the one to win you over and be like, he my favorite. You gotta go listen to it.
That's what won me over. I ain't gonna hold you. That's what won me over. That's what put him in my top 10.
Okay.
The concept of that entire fucking album was just.
I'll tell you the one that put Logic on my radar. The one that put Logic on my radar was Young Sinatra 4. The one where he's got the mugshot.
Yeah.
And he went very deep in his storytelling bag. Like Legacy.
Yeah,
that shit, like, if you can see on my arms, bro, I get chills just thinking about it. It's like, bro, he tells such a masterful story, and he has such a way of like bringing everything together. And then he did like the riddle of money and everything. Like the more I think about it, like I have appreciation for Logic as an artist. I just also am very mindful that he's also a cringe artist.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't mention Logic without also mentioning the cringe. And I think that's what does it for a lot of people. That's just like, I'm never going to not see you as a cringe artist. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that because now it kind of broke down for me as to what people's issue is with him or whatever. Because I'm like, what is it? How could you not like this man? He's respected by greats. That's saying something in itself. His storytelling is A1. Like, and his beats, man. Like, what is what's wrong with you people? But then there's that aspect. So I guess it depends on how much that matters to you. Because I don't be paying it that much mind. I'm just like, okay, whatever, he's saying the thing. Because all artists have their thing that they do that gets on people's nerves in some shape, form, or fashion, or at least for me.
Think about it.
So I can speak to exactly what it is on my end of things. Okay. It's leverage. Okay. Because, I have a specified amount of friends that are like, white rappers can rap, man. White rappers can rap. And it's like, yeah, no one's saying that they can't. But I often feel that within this specific group of friends, they feel like these white rappers have so much to prove. And it's like, they kind of like push it up. And it's like, no one is saying that white rappers can't rap. We're just saying that white rappers have their space. And what they try to do is they try to like take Logic and clump him into that, right? And because of the way he looks, I feel like that's a complex with him. Whereas it's like, yo, I'm not that. I am a biracial rapper, if anything. And I feel like he feels like that's something that he has to do, which low-key makes sense because if you look at Logic, he looks like a white dude. You know what I mean? And it's not something that we say as like that's offensive. It's just what it is. And I think that's the tragic case of many mulattoes. You know what I mean? She's biracial. Like
yeah, I swore to Bob that he was white when I first seen him opening for this concert. I will never forget that. I was like, who is this wigger up here saying like,
you know what I mean? It's like, yo, all right, okay. And I can low-key, I can understand why he makes it a point to just circle back and be like, hey, just so everyone knows, did you hear that I'm biracial? Did you hear it? Let me just say it one more time.
Yeah, so you know what? That's probably why he keep mentioning it all the time when you really think about it.
Like, yo, I get it, but is it tiring? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends, Rob Brown, he made a tweet that went viral, and it was like when Logic first came out with the suicide prevention song.
Yeah.
He made
That's
a
the
tweet
moment.
that said, "Somewhere right now, Logic is telling you that he's biracial," and it went viral. It was such a well-timed tweet because it made so much sense. Like, you cannot listen to the man's music without him pointing it out. And it's like, yo, that shit kind of cringe, yo. It's kind of cringe.
And it's ironic because like it's that album that made Logic cringy. It was that album, that Everybody album with the
That's the one.
It's that very album.
That's the one.
Don't say that.
Because it was like as far as albums go, you had Under Pressure, you had Incredible True Story, and then it went to Everybody. Then like that's when the cringiness started happening, and then like his popularity started to just fall down a little bit. But then he made up for it with Young Sinatra 4, and then
right. And like this is what I'll say. I listened to Everybody. That was my first introduction to Logic, and I was like, "Oh, you're a positive rapper. That's dope. You're a positive rapper." Throw this shit out to it. You know what I mean? And like that's literally was my reaction.
And that's why I like him. That's another reason. But that's the reason why I like him too, because like he both positive. He's not like negative about shit for real. You know what I'm saying? He no shade, none of that shit for the most part.
I got it. I get it. Listen, I was not shitting on the fact that he was a positive rapper.
Yeah.
I'm just acknowledging the fact that I wanted toxicity.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Listen here, Future.
Yeah, get out of here. Go listen to Future.
Okay.
He's providing good vibes, positivity, and mental health.
I mean, like this. Like he's a positive. He's a positive rapper. I'm good, love. Enjoy.
I'm good. Hey, it was like not only that, but you were a positive rapper that kept beating the drum that you were biracial. I was like, oh, I'm so good on this. I'm like,
so and it's not a bad album. It's just like
it's
you said, he kept pushing it, and like, especially when you look at what the word is now, you needed an album, low key.
You definitely did.
It was like I don't want to say All Lives Matter. It was like an All Lives Matter version of To Pimp a Butterfly type shit.
I get it. No, that is a very like I can see that. Like the world needed it for its time, and me not wanting it is not me shitting on it because it was still a very good project.
You came in weird. Like you was supposed to start from another part and then get prepped up to that so you could understand where he was even coming from.
Yeah.
And then you would have been all right with it, I think. Or at least you got more of a pet peeve with his situation of mentioning his biracialness than I did.
That is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. And I'm happy that I circled back on Young Sinatra 4 because I have Tidal. So what I see is like the album artwork first. And the thing that got me, I was like, woof. And then when I saw what YS4 stood for, I was like, Young Sinatra. Sinatra, everybody knows. You know what I mean? Frank Sinatra. Like, that's not no little shit that you could compare yourself to. I was like, you know what, Logic, let me give you a chance. And I'm so happy that I did. Because I was like, this motherfucker's spitting. This motherfucker is like spitting on this. Let me actually double back. Let me go back and do some research that I listened to Bobby Tarantino. I was like, y'all don't like Logic?
Like that's the Young Sinatra though. Like the Young Sinatra mixtape. You did?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So what made me want to go back was because on Young Sinatra 4, he did an homage to Mac Miller. And he said that Mac Miller was the reason that he started doing the Young Sinatra series. So I was like, yo, I like Mac Miller. I like Mac Miller more than I thought. So let me, just off the strength of that reference of you paying homage, let me go back and listen. Yo, you got a stamp. You're worthy of my book. You almost lost me with Everybody. You almost did. But you legit, Logic.
I think that's like the only Logic album I didn't buy. Like I bought every single I bought every single Logic album CD except that one.
I got you.
Oh my God! that was Neil not winning y'all over. He got fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson to narrate his goddamn album.
That's true.
That was pretty fun.
my favorite black scientist in existence. Like, so I had a little bit of a bias because of that part. Because as soon as I heard the story break into that, and then on top of that, the storytelling again in that album was really good. Like, he really, and I could relate. And I actually kind of was like, you know what? That's a good point of view on like our existence on this planet. So that part really got me, and it says a lot because I picked that album over Damn because they came out like real close to each other. Damn came first.
Wait.
Yes.
Hold
I
on.
said
Penalty. Flag on the play. Traveling.
Whoa.
You said.
I said
Whoa.
it.
We're talking about everybody, right? You said everybody. You put everybody over
Damn.
I did.
The album that won a Pulitzer Prize?
Do.
Pulitzer Prize?
Don't get me wrong. I really, really like Damn. But everybody got me.
Yo, I feel whatever hair follicles that's on my head, I feel them. I feel like these little itches just falling off, and I'm like, what the fucking audacity?
I might be a little bit alone on that, but
the
storytelling, the mental health. You know, this song really got me. The one where he kept breaking in and out of explaining anxiety is called Anxiety, and that was like the cake topper for me. Because I'm like, oh my God, Logic, you relate to me in my life and the things I am going through right now. And that was just good timing because I had shit going on and I was like, you speaking to me right now.
I clearly have a bias when it comes to comparing the two projects. So I'm gonna let you live.
I said, don't everybody agree with me. I wouldn't blame anybody for being like, no, like you tripping. It's Kendrick Lamar. You're not about to compare Kendrick Lamar album to everybody, but
right.
And I think that's such a sore spot because the history that's there with Kendrick Lamar. Like, we all know Good Kid, Mad City got robbed, and it got robbed by a white positive rapper, Macklemore, right?
We don't talk about Macklemore.
So when you put everybody, which is kind of like in the Macklemore category, it's like,
we know. Okay, so we're not going to do is put Logic in the same category.
Buddy.
Listen, no.
Whoa there, buddy.
You gotta listen to what I said. I said the album Everybody is Macklemore adjacent.
I heard
so they did that album.
It's a popish, feel good white album by a white adjacent artist. So I'm like, you said this is better than Damn?
So that's my other bias then, because you say is popish, and I like pop music. Like, I'm a big pop fan, and like I love J-pop, especially Japanese pop. That's big for me. But also, I like pop beats. So if you can mix pop beats and hip hop for me, that's the best thing ever.
This just sound like gentrification. I hate it.
You said it sound like gentrification.
It sound like gentrification.
I'm dead.
This is why kids used to be like, shit on that white people shit when I was in school.
I hate it so much. I think because I can't even say that. I was going to say the closest I ever got to liking something like that was Jay-Z and Linkin Park. But Linkin Park ain't even pop. Like, they just rock. They're alternative, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not a big pop music fan, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I like some pop music here and there.
I mean, it depends on how it's done too. Because sometimes it could be really cringy as to how it's done, and it's like for instance, I used to like that Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar song, that Bad Blood, when they did the remix, but I don't anymore because now I'm looking at it differently because of like the whole woke era that started, and it's like I ain't with this no more. You don't even really like Kendrick. Get that shit off your album.
See, and this is why I personally have a problem with pop artists doing hip hop collaborations because
Katy
hip
Perry.
hop was started for the people,
Mhm.
black people in general. You know what I mean? Specifically, like everyone can enjoy it, absolutely, but the intended audience is black people. So
Mhm.
if you are silent on black issues, if you are a what, even if you can speak out against black issues,
Mhm.
but you can utilize our music for sales, get the fuck out of
Yeah, that part.
Mhm.
I'm so good on it. I'm so good on it. So anytime I hear like a pop artist doing like a collaboration with like a hip hop artist, I kind of look at it sideways, like, "What the fuck? You selling your soul, bro? You selling your soul?
You selling your soul.
You selling your soul? You got a pentagram in it? You got a pentagram in it."
I'm dead.
So was that why this
I
is
saw that
what-
triangle over there. I see.
I see it.
That's where we're putting
That wasn't a
everybody,
Delta
though.
sign.
Everybody is. I didn't know anybody viewed it like that. I didn't view it as being poppy, but apparently.
Again, remember, I have a bias against that. You know what I mean? Like, if it don't sound like black music, I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I don't know if I really,
Yeah, I get that though.
you know what I
And-
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing that like took it over the edge was like, yeah, I'm black, y'all. It's like,
You said I'm like you.
okay,
They gotta
Logic.
let you know,
I'm weak.
because there's still people to this day walking around. Like one of my friends, I told him not too long ago, because he like, Logic, I don't like that guy. He walking around saying nigga, he not even black, and I'm like, this
Actually,
is a whole black man. Like
Only
he's
you knew.
technically
this is a
black.
whole nigga.
Yeah.
I know he don't look.
You know what? He just light skinned it.
He just super light.
He's discriminating against the light skinned that I thought. So
He got
then
vertigo.
that means he's black. They better like. Oh my god.
You gotta say it in Uncle Ruckus voice. He got vertigo.
That's why he beating it like a dead horse, because we're in the PC culture.
See,
all
that's why
on it.
he has to bring it up all the
They
time.
ready to cancel you in 2.5 seconds.
He's like,
If he don't say it, they gonna cancel his ass to be like, because Logic is a white man saying nigga on his songs. Like,
Right.
like this, like you damn honky. You only have right. I'm a
Yo.
honk, not a honky.
God, you said a fucking hunk.
For what it's worth, I'm happy that I circled back to Logic because he is an amazing artist and he gets his respect. He gets his flowers from me, and he gets nothing but respect from me for the way that he handled Def Jam. Like for this to be the last project on Def Jam, and for him to just pretty much be like, there's people at Def Jam that have my best interest in mind, and they're these people.
Mm.
Everybody else, fuck them.
Right.
Like it speaks volumes. It speaks very loudly to the history of that label, because Def Jam started as like a label for black artists, like we gonna put your shit out because these people are not putting out this kind of music, right?
Exactly.
And to see what capitalism turned Def Jam into, to the point that a biracial artist has to be the one that checks you on your shit. It's fucking poetic. It's poetic the way that it's all come together. It's like, damn, bro, damn. I didn't even know Def Jam was this fucked up.
Right.
Yeah, Logic don't care. He just be like, yeah, so this happened, and fuck whoever doesn't agree with me. He's me if I ever when I get to that point. When I get there, he's doing everything that I plan on doing. I'm getting the bag, and then I am rolling the fuck out. I don't want to be here for a long ass time hanging around, getting caught up in the shenanigans of who's better than who, and having to keep up with these new standards that keep getting invented every year, basically every few fucking months. I don't want to have to do that. I want to get my shit and leave and go live my life and have my family and do all of the things I wish I could have done if I had money. Now that I had money.
Respect. I feel like he's living the dream in that regard because off of that, what is that? Off of, he said that he made his pop money, and to the point there, he don't necessarily have to keep making music. Like this is a project that he could retire off of. In fact, he retired before.
He retired 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I had to come back because Def Jam fucked him over.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, like, if anything, Logic has my respect. Top, like, hands down. You made your money. You're trying to bounce, but you're bouncing in a way where it's like, I'm gonna keep making music, but I'm gonna keep making music because I want to. I feel like that in itself is self-actualization. Once you get to that point where I'm not trying to keep up with the industry, I'm not trying to keep up with the machine. I can literally just say, hey, I'm the guy that saved a bunch of lives with this suicide prevention work, and I'm a really good artist. Now I'm going to do what the fuck I want. I might want to do smooth jazz next. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, I'll vibe with that. Like, I can appreciate when artists get into their creative bag and it's just like, fuck what everybody else thinks. Perfect example. Drake with this dance album that he just came out with.
He sure did.
Which came out the same day as Logic's album.
I cannot listen. When I listen to Drake, I listen purely for toxicity of the light skin persuasion. That is literally it. That's the only reson I listen to Drake.
You use it to tap into your inner light skin.
When I want to tap into some toxic light skin shit, it's like, oh, Drake, why not? When I turned that shit on, this fucking dance hall album, I was like, my inner light skin toxicity was furious. But what I can honestly say that I appreciate very much about this is Drake doing what the fuck he wants. And I feel like artists should be allowed to explore these areas.
Experiment. Exactly.
They should be allowed to do these things. Whether we like it or not, fuck us. Do your thing, bro, and figure it out. I don't like it. Please don't ever do this again. But
the way you felt about that album was the way I felt about Kanye's 808 and Heartbreaks when it first came out.
I got you.
Because
at that point I was over the whole auto-tune shit. I'm like, this is T-Pain's lane. He can do it. That's cool. Then Wayne started doing it, and everybody started doing it. I'm like, come on, yo. Then Kanye made a whole album. I'm like, come on, bruh.
Yeah.
Come on.
I was done when he premiered it on the stage with them two mics or whatever, and he came and did the thing. It was making the noises of two mics. My mind wasn't there yet to understand what he was trying to do. So I was like,
I was like 17, 18 when that
fuck is happening?
I was like 17 and 18 when the album came out. I'm like, I can't get jiggy with this shit. But then I went back and listened to it maybe like 4 years ago, and like I appreciate it. I can appreciate it, and I can appreciate him experimenting with a different sound and a different style.
Yeah, I didn't get that part about like artists needing to try out something new, because originally whatever they came in on may not be the only thing that they like have that they're capable of doing. So now they want to experiment because they have the money and the assets to do all of those things that they couldn't do before. And I didn't get that point of view until now, and from like trying to do shit myself and coming to find out, oh, this is why people do this way.
And this is why I also fuck with A$AP Rocky and A$AP Ferg, because like, especially A$AP Rocky, every album is different. Every one of his albums are different. He experiments each different time.
Testing,
exactly.
Testing.
Yeah,
that's an underrated album.
It is very underrated, but you can also see why it's underrated.
I see why it was, but it was a very good album. It was very slept on. It was very.
I'm not going to say that it wasn't, especially that last track that he had with Lauryn Hill and Frank Ocean, like two of the most rarest motherfuckers that you could ever get. You got both of them on one song. Great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good for you, A$AP.
Yeah, like, I don't know why nobody didn't pick that up.
Ferg did some shit like that too. I remember he did an interview like, yo, okay, I did the commercial shit. I did like the hood shit. Now I want to do shit for me, and like,
Mhm.
and the album was solid. He had shit with like Timberland, which is like, you know, you wouldn't think ASAP Ferg and Timberland would do a track together, but it worked.
wouldn't.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or when Doja Cat came out with her last album, Planet Her, for me, because I'm a Doja Cat fan. I like at first I wasn't feeling it. I was like, what is this? Like
What is
what was it? And her one of her songs that she came out with from it had like really Need to Know. When she dropped Need to Know, I thought the whole album was gonna be on the same track as that song, and it wasn't. It was in different areas, and I'm like, what you trying to make Caribbean music now? All these island beats and shit in the background. Well, I'm confused. And then I heard it a couple of more times and heard different tracks that people used on their Instagram reels and shit. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go back and listen to that, and had a different opinion. And it was just really her trying to experiment with other shit she knew how to do. But now she can do that because she doesn't have to care as much.
That's solid, yo. Like, there's something to be said about artists that do that. And I feel like many artists have more bandwidth to do that now, because you can make an album and people will not listen to the entire album.
Mm-hmm.
They'll buy tracks, you know, they'll buy pieces of the album, but an entire artwork, like, people have gotten away from the idea of just making one cohesive conceptual album. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the artists that still do that, they're very rare, because you're not looking for, in this day and age, and I would say like it started like maybe a generation before. It's like, what is that? In 2010s, with like the inception of like the what is it, iTunes store or like iMusic and everything like that, where you didn't have to, like, there was a point in time where you had to buy an album to hear one song. Once streaming came along, and you could be like, oh, I could just buy this. Fuck this album, I'm about to buy it. I feel like that is when the machine shifted. Yeah. And it shifted its focus from albums to singles. Because you can have motherfucker, like, okay, take Tekashi 6ix9ine for example. Motherfucker album was trash, but he had singles for days.
No. Prime example on what's the nigga name? OT Genesis. This nigga has not dropped that album at all, but he's dropped mad singles.
He's fucking living. And he's living off of, you know what I mean? So there's something to be said about, number one, people that are artists that are still putting out albums. That says a lot, because in this industry, you don't need to put an album out, right? And number two, if you're putting out a conceptual album, that's great. But if you're putting out a conceptual album that is not for the mainstream, that is just literally like, it's your passion project, I fuck with it, bro. I fuck with the vision, because in my eyes, that is the new retro.
Pretty much.
True.
At this point, man, they're really getting old. Yes. Turning into old people over here.
Look at us.
I found my first gray hair this week. I was like, damn.
Oh, the first of many.
I was like,
the first of many. Trust me. Like this whole shit.
I was like, what is this shit? I was like, oh no, I'm officially old now.
I'm not fully looking it as of yet, but I'm kind of old, because like I know about some of the old people stuff, like the things we're talking about. People. You had to get old.
That's a young person saying.
Old niggas used to burn
old people stuff. Back in my day. Back in my day, we had hoes in different area codes.
I had to do these. Area codes.
I heard this shit earlier.
I didn't have hoes, but I had different area codes.
Hey,
nothing wrong with that.
I heard this shit earlier that like changed my entire perspective on exactly how old I was. So this woman, she was recording a video of her 15-year-old nephew, and she was asking him questions that you would only understand if you were in the 90s, or like if you were around that era. So she asked him like, what is a burnt CD? What does dial-up mean?
Lord Jesus.
Everybody up on the phone. That was funny.
Yo,
Get off the internet. I gotta make a call.
No, the wildest shit was like, call me at 9
Call me
p.m.
after 9 o'clock. That's my minutes are free.
Oh no, okay. So she also asked him like, "What is long distance?" And he was like, "It's a long distance relationship."
Mhm.
Like, no, it's a
No,
phone call. It's a long like, who called Virginia in my house?
Oh, goodness.
What's the
That's
big
wild.
deal? We stay in Cali.
Yeah, or when you couldn't text because, or at least I couldn't text because of the simple fact that they charge you for like
Charge you
every
10 cents a text.
character. Yeah, and my mom wasn't going for that, so I could send my brother like 3 things, and she'd be like, "You got 3 messages that I'm allowing you to send." You'd be like, "Hi." Hi, like, and then it's kind of like
can't respond back.
goodbye.
That's funny.
No, I think the worst experience that I ever had with like old cell phones, there was this company called Altel, and
Oh, Jesus.
I had my little prepaid Altel phone, right? And the shit was like free nights and weekends. So I was in college, I was
You had
paying
free
for my
nights and
own
weekends?
shit. So I was like, yo, just call me after this time. I'm in band practice anyway. The shit that I didn't know was whether you open the text messages or not, if you got them shits, they ate up your minutes.
Oh, wow.
So,
Dang.
bruh, I
had
remember
Virgin Mobile. I had
just
Virgin
getting
Mobile.
so many text messages and being furious, like, stop texting me. You using up my minutes.
Oh yeah, no, you know what? I did get in trouble for that before also, and I'm like, I didn't even do nothing.
open
Like, what
the
you
text
talking about? I ain't send that. I ain't tell nobody to send me that either.
No, I usually hate it because I had a Virgin Mobile phone and my mom will pay for it. So it's prepaid phone. So, you get like the little $30 card and that
Yep.
shit's supposed to last for like a month. Then
Mhm.
my dumb ass like,
Oh.
I'm out here texting people. I'm buying ringtones. Back when niggas bought ringtones. I'll go through that whole shit in like a week and a half. I'm like, hey ma, I ran out of money. Like, boy, how the hell you ran out of money?
Who knows? The internet, right?
Uh,
Man, you remember having to buy fucking ringtones from the damn TV? Like, if
Oh,
you
nigga,
want
I use Jamster. I got that shit for free. What
Oh
you
yeah,
mean?
'cause I used to have the commercials being like, if you want this one, text da 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 blah
Yep.
blah.
yo,
I got them shits for free.
and 220. Yeah, we old, y'all. This is it.
The
This is
baby
it.
frog song.
If there's young
Ooh.
people watching it, they don't know what the fuck we're talking about for like the last 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
They're like,
they
yeah,
don't.
I'm tuning out. All right.
Yeah.
Let me know when
Okay,
you get back to the
people.
music.
Why old people like we do that sometimes?
Hey, right.
I
we
get it
ramble.
now.
We ramble.
I
That's
get
what we
it.
do. Damn.
Yeah, we
come
miss the good old days. When people told stories in their music, which is what
Back in
Logic
the-
does, and that makes me
I
happy.
love that segue. That was a great segue. Good job. That was a great segue.
When music used to mean something.
Yeah.
Pull up your damn pants.
But I wanted to piggyback back off on when you said when you had Nielsen on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like Elijah know how to pick like voice actors. Like he had Steve Bloom on fucking Incredible True Story. And for those who don't know, you know what I'm saying, he voiced Spike on Cowboy Bebop, Mugen on Samurai Champloo.
My
My
favorite,
favorite anime. My nigga, see that's why I fuck with you. Yeah, that's why I
High
fuck with
five.
you. Air 5, Virtual 5.
Yeah.
And then this man got God himself
Morgan
on Vinyl Days, Morgan Freeman. The
Yeah.
first black person. That's it. The first black person.
Adam.
Adam. That was Adam. No, not Adam. Morgan. This
Morgan.
is before Adam.
Morgan.
He created
I mean,
Adam.
that works though, Morgan.
Mm.
Exactly. I'm Morgan Freeman. And this is Vinyl Days. So I'm like, God dang.
Yeah,
nice.
Man got God himself on there.
Exactly.
Can't argue with that.
So what would y'all say is your favorite tracks from, if you had to pick like a top 3 from this album?
Let me take a look. Because honestly, I was just listening to the shit. I wasn't like even looking at the track names.
Names.
Yeah. I was just
I feel that.
threw that shit on. I was like, man, this a whole vibe, dog.
if I had to pick, oh my god.
My favorite one, I feel like I know one that meant a whole lot to me was the introducing Nazi that he did. Yeah. I really appreciated that one because it sent that message out there like niggas, like this is what y'all need to be doing, put people on. And it was a woman at that, a black woman.
And what that reminded me of, I don't know if y'all listen to Big Pun, but Big Pun's second album, Yeah Baby, he did the same joint with Remy Ma because he's the one that founded Remy Ma.
Oh,
yeah. So he had a whole song called Miss Martin. Cause back then her name was Remy Martin before she had to change it because legal shit. And you know what I'm saying, gave her a whole song on his own album, 3 verses.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's helpful. Like
all he did was the hook and that's
support.
it. So that reminded me of it. So I definitely appreciated that song.
If I was to say what my favorites were, Black White Boy. The title is cringe, but that's
how you gonna pick the one that you talk the most
right.
about?
The title is cringe, but that shit fire. I ain't even gonna hold you. I really enjoyed Clouds, the joint he got with Currency.
Yeah,
that motherfucker, the hot spitter, dog. Side note. So it's crazy the way this whole Instagram shit works. So there's a DJ that went viral on Black Monopoly. Like they retweeted her and she kind of like blew up.
Was that the shit you told me to go to? In DC?
Yes.
I was there. I actually did meet her.
Did you meet her?
I got the information. I got all the information and shit. So yeah.
So her name is DJ Bria Mafia. She hit me up, like she hit up my job and was like, hey, I heard y'all were hiring bartenders. And I was like, yeah, that bartender shit is cool, but let me tell you about yourself. You're fucking dope. Like you are a dope ass DJ. And like when Currency's in town, she spins for him, right? And just off of like the compliment, she was like, would you like to go to a show? I was like, fuck yeah, yes, I would love to. Thank you so much. Right. It's crazy the way the connectivity works sometimes. But shout out to
fire too. And that show was fire. They all did their thing. They all did their thing.
I need to go look into her because that's really interesting.
It actually happened Thursday night. It actually happened Thursday night at BlurCon weekend. So when I left early, that's why I went to. That's the shit I went to when I left early that night.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had known about that. I would have been like, let me come.
I should have told you. You stay in Philly, right?
Yeah, I'm in Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, but
well, if you're ever in Baltimore, swing past Motorhouse and meet the team. We dope.
Oh yeah,
no. Y'all pulling up next month, right?
Yeah, we are. We're having a pool party thing on the 27th of August. Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna be in Vegas.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I'm being family reunion, so I can't go unfortunately.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you listening to this, also like Head Nerds in Charge is having a pool party in Baltimore on August the 27th, and we have tickets for sale. So if you want to go over on my page, Oni_Sassy on Instagram, and go hit up the link that is in my bio, you can get those tickets before they sell out because people know about Head Nerds in Charge parties, and they will buy them. Yeah, birthday party too. We really want to be turned up for all of our birthdays at the end of the
and the Head Nerds and Con next year is gonna be lit. You should definitely go to that joint, Spence. That shit's gonna be lit.
Carnival theme.
I went this year. Carnival theme.
I'm gonna have my outfit. I don't know how I'm gonna make that work.
I'll make sure I bulk up.
Yeah, you said you were going so you can come out there shirtless and with some trunks.
I told Kurt said I'm trying to lose weight. I'm like, hey, give your weight to me.
You said give it to me.
Just whoever there, just make sure y'all motherfuckers wear masks because this COVID shit was whack.
Hey, I'm wearing my mask.
This COVID shit was
whack. Yeah, because I'm not trying to get that again, but I'm not gonna lie, I probably may end up getting that again because I don't be making the right out on the streets. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying though right now.
I got that BlurCon, but it was worth it, low key, just because it was a fun ass weekend.
You said it was worth it. I'm gonna
It was
say
a fun
that.
ass week. That was a fun ass
Shouldn't
week.
be out here promoting people to go get COVID. Like, yeah, it'll be fine. You'll be
You'll be
fine.
alright.
You'll just shake it off eventually.
That shit was not a shake up, bro. I was in the like, if y'all seen Ray when he was trying to kick heroin, that's what my ass was. I was so
Ray.
Jesus.
felt terrible, dog.
He's out of
I wouldn't
fluids.
do that shit on nobody. And the thing that made me feel like a bitch, like my wife just G'd that shit. She was just like, I got COVID.
Oh, she caught it too?
Yeah, like the whole
Okay.
family caught that shit.
Oh,
So Reyes was miserable. Aaron was sick, but she was just G'ing that shit. And it was like when she started to feel better was when the onset of my symptoms came. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I was laid out on this fucking couch, like.
See, but that we gotta do that. That's in our motherhood skill set. Like, it's in there already embedded. That because if everybody else is down and dead, then like what we
Right.
gonna do? So we gotta make sure we keep it together. So
That
we
is
can save
exactly what she
everybody.
said too. Because she was just like, it's not like I can stop. You know what I mean? Because Reyes, my child needed me, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna thug this shit out. Whole time I'm like, Reyes, you good? All right, man.
Alright.
Dying.
Bro, like I was stuck in my room for like the last week.
Mm.
Cause like my roommate, he's not even vaccinated, so like I can't like roam around the house. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fuck
So
no.
I'll stay
Yeah.
in my room and go to the bathroom. That's all I would do. And if I did go
Oh,
to the
yeah.
kitchen, go to the kitchen, it would be like late at night type shit when the nigga sleep. Then I'll wipe
Spray
down
everything
everything afterwards.
Mhm.
Exactly.
You had to live like you was a slave and that was a house slave basically.
Right.
To where they come and linger around the house with Mansa is sleeping at the moment and be like, "Oh, what's in the refrigerator?"
Hey, you sleep? You sleep? All right,
You
this is
sleep,
my
boss?
house. Now.
You
Yeah,
sleep, boss?
exactly.
You sleep? Man, fuck this nigga. Right.
I wonder if they did that. I know they did that. They had to be doing that.
Had to. Had to.
There be sneaking some snacks out the refrigerator.
No, they ain't even had over. They had an ice box.
Oh
Ice
yeah,
with just a big ass block of ice in there
with all of the stuff in it
with all the pictures.
somehow.
Logic walking around the house somewhere rapping and shit.
You fired for that
Oh.
one. This man said, "Like,
Oh, Logic just walking around. I'm black. I'm black. He was like, shut up.
I'm black, y'all. Oh,
Shut
bro,
up.
sit your dumb ass down.
He like J. Cole in that video. J. Cole made a video about how Logic was in the house.
I'm
He
dead.
did.
He did.
Yeah.
did.
Right.
I forgot what the name of that song was exactly.
Get off my dick. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was so happy that was the video that he did for. I was like, woo, woo.
Yeah.
Shit, great.
Right.
Yeah, like that. That was Logic in the house.
I know.
Just rap it.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna actually have to head on out.
True.
This has been dope. Very, very dope.
Facts.
AJ, thank you again for having me. Oni, great to meet you.
Great to meet
This
you,
is
too.
your IG, right?
Oh yeah, my IG page. Yep.
Respect. I'll make sure I follow. Please follow back.
I shall.
Sure. Well, real quick, go ahead and do your outro real quick.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
Hey, go ahead and do your outro. Go ahead. My bad.
thank you again for having me. I'm Spence from Spence Start. Spence _start. It's right there at the bottom on IG. Again, thank you for having me. This has been dope as hell. Please have me back because I have plenty
for
of
sure.
thoughts about
man.
other things. And I see
We're
y'all.
gonna do a Joey Badass review too. So
I'll be back.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all.
Alright,
Alrighty.
dog. You be straight. Alright, Owen. Real quick. Since you're a huge Logic fan, if you had to do like your top 5 Logic albums in order from like best to like worst, what would they be? Keep in mind he has 7 albums.
I mean, I gotta. Let me
Gotta go
look
back
at
and look
it
at them
real
all,
quick.
right?
Let me look at it real quick before I speak on it, and they'd be like, "No, throw my order off."
I gotta do the same thing. I ain't even gonna hold you. Studio album.
Damn.
Okay.
I should have been ready because I should have known. So the incredible true story, that's gonna be first.
My nigga. See.
Um, Under Pressure is second.
Mm.
Um, then I believe I want to say I know don't nobody ain't nobody going to agree on that one, but everybody.
Everybody knows.
Then
Oh.
Young Sinatra 4.
Mm. Okay.
Then Bobby Tarantino. And
The first
then
one? The first one?
you know what? Yeah, the first one. And No Pressure.
Mm. That was a good album. I did fuck with it. I had that CD too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you get No Pressure CD but not get everybody? I'm still done with it.
I don't know. I just like at the time I didn't really like fuck with everybody like that. But then when I went back a couple years, I think like maybe 2 years ago, I went back and actually went back and listened to it, and I was just like, you know what? This actually is a solid album. This is a solid project. I ain't gonna put it as my top 5, but it's still a solid project.
Fair enough.
Especially since like I said, it's kind of like the All Lives Matter version of the Pimp a Butterfly. You know what I'm saying? It's the same message, it's basically the same story, the same message, but with everybody versus just a particular set of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I appreciate it for that. And well, for me, number 1, Incredible True Story. That's definitely gonna be number 1. 2 will be, if we're just talking albums, 2 will probably be Young Sinatra 4. 3 will be Under Pressure. Then probably No Pressure, and then Vinyl Days.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
But if you had the mixtapes, you gotta throw in Young Sinatra mixtape in there. You gotta throw that shit in there. That and what's the second one? No, the third one. Young Sinatra Undeniable.
Yeah.
I'll throw those in there as well.
That's always hard in general, though, to pick my favorite anything from him a lot of the time because of the fact that, like, for the most part, if I could, like, if I had to listen to his music consecutively for like a month, I'd be cool with that. Like, all of his albums just through rotation for a month, I could live with it and not feel like my eardrums are bleeding after a point.
Nah, I feel that. Fast. Which I know. What other mixtapes do you have?
Yeah, I always have trouble though differentiating. So then that's another reason why I was like, let me go look. Because sometimes I forget which ones are mixtapes.
What was the joint on Planetary Destruction, the one that dropped last year?
When
he was rapping as Dr. Destruction.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and he put it under a different
Yeah. Cause remember he was supposed to be retired at that point, so like he rapped under a different name and changed the vocals, so it wasn't him, but it was him.
I get. So the thing was, I never really understood that project all the way. I thought that he had somebody who was like a successor person at first, or whatever that he was trying to.
That was him. That was like another. That was like his alter ego, basically.
I do too. Yeah, though, like an MF Doom type of thing.
Yeah, especially since he was supposed to be retired, so just this way he can still rap, but he's not rapping.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I also like that he had Dr. Destruction on Vinyl Days album as well.
Yeah.
So that concept was too. Like I just love. I love his concepts. His concepts is just so fucking dope to me. Like.
Yeah, he's really creative and has this whimsicalness about him, though, in a sense, like a childlike whimsicalness that comes out in his art. That's like, oh, look at that little funny thing he did. He thought about that. That's what makes me like him too, because I feel that childishness in his work also, and I'm
Facts.
childish, so.
Same, same. I'm just a big ass kid. Like AJ, when you grow up, I want to be just like you. Like you want to be like me, you can't grow up. You gotta be one or the other. You either want to be like me, or you want to grow up, but it's one or the other. You can't be both.
Yeah, exactly. That part.
Yeah, I'm go ahead. We can go ahead and wrap this joint up. So go ahead do your outro real quick.
Yep. Well, you can find me over on my Facebook page, which be as Sassy Shelton, because it's under my full name, because I haven't come up with something cool to do with that. And they won't let me put Oni Sassy on the Facebook page
Why?
unless it's like a creative page. And nobody pays attention to
Uh,
that page. Yeah, like it's really confusing. And so until we get that figured out, you probably
I
want
feel
to
you.
find me anyway over on
Same way.
Instagram. Yeah, Oni underscore Sassy, because that's where all of my stuff is practically anyway that I do that's of importance.
True. And of course, head nurse in charge.
Yes, you could also find me there for the Head Nerds in Charge, the show that I do every Wednesday, 8-ish to 10
8:30 ish.
11-ish. Yeah, like now it's like 8:45 or something. Just know if you roll in at like 9, like we'll
You're
be
perfect.
on,
Right. Still
because
doing intros.
yeah, we'll still be doing the intros, because that take like 45 minutes in itself right there.
Right.
Oh, but I appreciate you for
Oh
having
no,
me
no
on the show
problem.
and having my logic input, knowing that like I'm one of his number one fans.
I don't know if you were big as me, but we'll see. So I don't play.
You challenging me, bro?
Challenge. Shut up. But no, I'm like, so y'all had me in your show, so like, I had to return the favor, of course. I
Oh,
definitely gotta come back on the show though, for real though,
yeah, you do.
sometime
You're
soon.
due.
Right, definitely do. But yeah, I'm your host, Hip Hop Vibes Podcast. You follow me on Twitter at Hip Hop Vibes. That's hip_hop_vibes. Follow me on IG and on TikTok. A-Tone Productions, A_Tone_Productions. I post daily hip hop facts every day. I kind of slipped up last week because COVID, but yeah, I post my shit like every day, damn near. Uh, Follow us on YouTube, Hip Hop Vibes the podcast. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing, type the whole shit in, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend, all that good shit. Uh, Follow me on Twitch, War Machine 1919. That's where I stream my podcast. I also stream like gaming stuff as well. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm doing the Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge right now for Pokemon Yellow. Um, I got 7 badges right now. I'm about to get this Earth badge, so hopefully I don't have any more casualties. But yeah. With that being said, I'm your host AJ. This is Hip Hop Vibes Podcast. Catch y'all next time.
Mm.